Where the Earth froze 1,000 years ago, time did not stand still. It turned into character. Pause during the leap. Here, laughter is a defiance, and the game is the only way to survive. In the very heart of the frozen silence, we discover a world where every movement is steeped in ancient will, final frames of struggle. Welcome to the Arctic, where only those who can stand until the end remain. In the frozen stillness of the high Arctic, survival isn't about brute force. It's about the grit of the soul. One of the most brutal tests of this endurance is the ear pull. To an outsider, it might look like a display of raw pain, but for the Inuit, it's a fundamental lesson in survival. Two men sit chest to chest, legs locked. A thin, braided cord of sinew or nylon loops behind their ears. There's no sudden jerk. There is only a slow, agonizing build of tension. In an instant, their world shrinks to a single point of focus. The skin behind their ears pulls taut, faces twist into weathered masks of agony, and their ears turn a deep, bruised crimson. This isn't just a game, it's a simulation of the Arctic's lethal bite. When the frost begins to gnaw at your hands and face during a week-long hunt, you can't just quit. You have to endure. You have to push through the throbbing heat of the cold. There is no shouting here, only the sound of heavy breathing and the faint, rhythmic stretch of the cord. The elders watch in silence, knowing the weight of that pain. When one man finally breaks or the cord slips free, the loser often laughs it off. Like they say, "We play this so we can laugh at the pain." It's the ultimate victory of will over flesh. It is a preparation for a world that offers no mercy. The physical mark on the ear eventually fades, but the internal strength gained from facing such intensity stays with the hunter forever. This resilience is what keeps a man standing when the blizzard howls and the trail vanishes. In the heart of the North, being able to smile through the sting of pain is the only way to truly conquer the elements and stay alive. Out on the shifting floes of the Arctic, the ice is a treacherous partner. In the spring, it turns thin and brittle, forcing a hunter to become one with the horizon. The knuckle hop is more than just a feat of strength. It is an ancient survival technique forged into a brutal test of human endurance. Picture this. You are locked in a push-up position, your entire body weight balanced solely on your knuckles. At the signal, you launch yourself forward, clearing the ground in short, rhythmic bursts. Your spine remains as rigid as a frozen timber. Every landing is a dull, jarring shock that rattles your teeth. Every hop is a desperate battle against gravity and your own rising agony. This is a direct mimicry of the seal hunt. When the ice groans and splinters beneath you, standing tall is a death sentence. You must stay low, horizontal, and fast, distributing your weight to keep from plunging into the frigid abyss. In that moment, your knuckles are the only thing standing between life and a watery grave. During the games, the room falls silent, broken only by the rhythmic thud of bone against the floor. Skin tears, knuckles bruise, but the athlete pushes on until the muscles simply refuse to fire. It is a triumph of pure, unadulterated will. In a world that shows no mercy for the weak, the ability to maintain your stride while your hands are battered and raw is the only way to conquer the ice and bring the hunt home. The internal fire required to endure such physical destruction is what defines a true hunter. It is the silent resilience that keeps a man moving when everything else tells him to stop. In a world where one wrong step can cost you your life, balance becomes a religion. The 1-foot high kick is far more than just acrobatics. It is a fundamental test of body control, especially when the only thing beneath your feet is treacherously slick ice. Picture a small fur ball suspended high above your head. The task seems simple. Run, launch yourself into the air, and strike it with your foot. But the real challenge lies in the landing. You must come down on the exact same foot that made the hit and remain perfectly still like a statue. It is an instantaneous transition from explosive power to absolute stillness. For a seal hunter, this skill was a matter of survival. When leaping across a lead in the sea ice or trying to maintain a footing on a tiny frozen ridge, you don't get a second chance. You either stick the landing, or you vanish into the dark abyss of the ocean. At the Games, every jump is met with a held breath. When the athlete takes flight, it feels as though time itself stands still. There is the muffled thud against the fur, a moment of weightlessness, and then a jarring landing. If balance is lost and the man tumbles into the snow, the room erupts in good-natured laughter. In the Arctic, the ability to laugh at your own failure is just as vital as the victory itself. It is a triumph of grace in the harshest place on Earth. The internal stability required to master such a movement is the same calm needed to face a winter storm. In the end, the high kick is not just about reaching the target. It is about finding your footing in a world that is constantly shifting beneath you. Arctic hunting isn't just about precision, it's about a grip of cold steel. When a seal thrashes at the end of a line in the dark waters, the only thing securing your prize is the strength of your fingers. The stick pull is an ancient training ground for those who refuse to let go. Two athletes sit face to face, soles of their boots braced against one another. Between them lies a simple wooden stick, the absolute center of their world. At the signal, muscles explode with tension. This is more than a pull. It's a battle for every millimeter. Your arms tremble, veins bulge on your forearms, and your knuckles turn white under the extreme pressure. The stick represents everything: a slipping harpoon, the edge of an ice floe, or the slick hide of a kill. Letting go means accepting defeat, not just in the game, but before the Arctic itself. The spectators see only bodies locked in silent effort, but inside every competitor, a storm is raging. And when one finally makes the decisive surge, and the other loses their footing and flies forward, the tension snaps. This is the triumph of will over fatigue. Here, the winner isn't just the strongest body, but the one whose fingers are forged from the same iron as his spear point. It is the silent resilience that turns a simple game into a lesson of survival. The Arctic can be brutal, but it can never conquer the sound of human laughter. When the hard work is done, it's time for the airplane, the loudest and most ridiculous game of the northern latitudes. This is pure chaos turned into a contest. Four friends grab a fifth by the wrists and ankles, hoisting him into the air. Now, he is a living fuselage, soaring over the snow-covered ground. The pilot must lock his body tight, staying rigid and facing the earth, trusting his teammates as they sprint forward, stumbling and laughing all the way. There are no strategies or hunting tactics here. It's just team spirit and a brutal test of your core strength. You fly for as long as you can keep your back from sagging. And when your strength finally gives out, the best part arrives: the inevitable crash landing into a soft, powdery snowbank. In this game, there are no losers. When the whole team collapses into a heap in the snow, the sound of their laughter echoes across the tundra, because in the end, this ability, to find joy in simple moments and to hold on to one another, is the true secret to surviving in the heart of the North. It is the victory of the human spirit over the cold. The Arctic doesn't forgive emotion. A predator smells your fear, an enemy sees your weakness. To survive in the great white silence, you must become invisible. You must become stone. This is the ancient game of the stone face. Two athletes sit face to face. There is only one rule: the first to smile or laugh loses. Anything is allowed. They tickle the neck, ribs, and armpits, forcing the body to scream. But the faces must remain dead. It's a battle of will against reflex. In this silent standoff, the winner is the one who turns their face into an impenetrable mask. Because in the tundra, a smile can cost you your life. At the edge of the world, where the horizon is endless and the ice is treacherous, a hunter needs to see further than the eyes allow. When the tundra hides its prey, the Inuit create their own vantage point. This is the blanket toss. Dozens of hands grip the reinforced walrus hide, turning it into a living trampoline. In the center stands one ready to defy the sky. With one synchronized surge, you are launched 30 feet into the air. In the past, this flight could save a tribe from famine. From this height, hunters could spot whales in the leads or caribou herds miles away. Today, it is pure exhilaration. A second of weightlessness as you soar over the white silence, looking down at a circle of trusted friends who hold your life in their hands. The landing must be as precise as the launch, dropping back down squarely on your feet, maintaining balance and dignity. This is more than just fun. It is a hymn to trust. You fly only as high as those below allow you to, and in that flight is the very essence of the North, the ability to rise above circumstances by relying on the strength of every person holding their piece of the hide. The Arctic is not a battle against nature, but a triumph of the human spirit. Here, games are lessons in survival, and unity turns a frozen wilderness into a home.